is Professor Randa Baligh. I've been in academia since the early 1990s, and I wanted to give a short introduction, almost in a nutshell, today about Reiki. Reiki. It is it's a whole way of life, actually. Some people think of it as an energy system for healing, but it was started in the early part of the 20th century by Mikao Usui, who was a Japanese, and he lived during the time of the Meiji, the enlightened emperor. And it was basically something that he wanted to use also for himself. I mean, he was basically calling it his method or his way, the Usui way. The word itself is a Japanese. It's from the Japanese language. The Rei is the universal life force, and the Ki, sometimes pronounced as the Chi, has different words and meanings in Southeast Asian ideas and philosophies. But it's basically, the Ki is the energy. The energy. It does not necessarily have a specific form or shape. And the ideas that Usui introduced were actually related to an experience that he had. He had a very clear experience during his lifetime. He spent 21 days on a mountain, and the whole system of Reiki and the ideas and what to do came to him there. To make it very, very simple, basically the idea behind Reiki is that there is this universal energy that exists in all of the universe, and it's the reason that a seed from almost nothing can spring with life and start growing. It exists in all of the universe, and it is available all around us. And Usui's idea was to try and develop that. So basically, if someone is using the Reiki for healing, you can, the person who is going to do the healing would harness this universal energy into their own body, usually through the crown chakra, just right here, and it goes inside, passing by the third eye and the throat chakra and the heart chakra. It just passes on down, and then it comes out through the hands of the practitioner. Usually what happens is a Reiki practitioner would either place the hands over a person in certain areas and in certain ways, or in some cases they would place the hands directly on a person. It depends, but it can also be done without touching the actual individual or animal or even plant requiring the healing. The ideas behind it were developed by a Buddhist. However, the system itself is not directly related to any one religion, which basically means that anyone from any religious background can practice Reiki. And it's also all based on intention. It's all based also on the intention of the person who wishes to heal whoever needs healing, or whatever needs healing, including the earth itself. There are 5 precepts of Reiki that are very well known. The Reiki precepts are: just for today, don't be angry, don't worry, be grateful, work diligently, and be kind to yourself and to others. Now, this whole thing about not being angry is really important, and it's very, very difficult. There was one legend, a religious legend, about a person who is believed to be one of the prophets of the Israelites, and a tribal leader, before dying and before retiring, he just told his people, I'm searching for someone to take my place, but they have to promise 3 things. Okay? And these 3 things were that he would fast every day until sundown, and that he will pray all night, and that he will not get angry. And he repeated it 3 times, and every time only one person raised their hands. So finally he took him in. No one felt that it was in their ability to not get angry, except for this one individual, which is very, very, very weird. I mean, it's not like you when you get angry, keep it inside, don't say anything hurtful. No, the idea was to not get angry to begin with. And that was obviously a very, very difficult thing that they could not do. Most people just could not do this. Okay? With Reiki, there's a lot of meditation. The idea is you need to clear your mind as much as possible to learn to concentrate. And there are 3 main levels of Reiki. During the level of Reiki 1, you learn about the history of Reiki, the lineages that come from Mikao Usui, and who is your teacher. You should know your lineage so you know where the teachings came from. That's very important. You will learn about the general system. Usually the person giving the course will perform an attunement on you in order to open your channels so that in the end you are able to take in the energy and get it out, usually through your hands, and use it in healing. By level 2, you can do distant Reiki healing, for example, and level 3 is an advanced level where you go more deeply into different aspects of Reiki and do a lot of meditation and a lot of practices. And like with everything, anyone who is going to use it for healing has to first heal themselves. And the idea also behind it is the healer is not giving off their own energy. They are taking in the universal energy and channeling it through themselves and bringing it out to others. And in so doing, it also benefits the person who is performing those treatments. The universal energy, the beautiful energy that has been likened by some to the love of God just comes in and helps heal everything within a person, and it helps make everything better. Usually, people who have had Reiki sessions report improvements, especially on, well, it works on all levels: the physical, the emotional, okay, the mental. It works on the different levels that make up a person or a being. But it is very difficult in terms of Western medical techniques to have charts and accurate results. You can report an improvement, but it's not certainly as accurate as other things in terms of the way that it shows. But there is definite improvement in cases of people who have received Reiki treatments. Okay, and as for the meditations, they are a part of it, as are certain exercises. But the whole idea, as we said, is the intention, the bringing in of the universal energy through your crown chakra, having it pass through a person and then bring it out so that you can help not just one person. It could be many. It could be that you visualize the entire globe of the earth and imagine yourself giving it healing energy so that it can get better and heal itself also. So one of the basic things that our instructor Steve Gooch had given us was, if you find it difficult to control your mind's wanderings during your meditations, just try to be in the moment when you are practicing something. So, with the most mundane tasks of every day, if you are chopping vegetables, just chop the vegetables. Be there, be in the moment, okay? If you are walking the dog, just walk the dog. Take in the sights and everything around you. But just be in the moment in order to not let your mind wander a lot of and remember all kinds of things that are stressing you or worrying you, or time constraints or things that you need to do. This is a very basic introduction, just giving you a general idea about the whole life system of Reiki, and that it is most famous now as one of those forms of healing that comes from the Far East, known for its wisdom. And Usui himself, just so you know, he was a high-ranking samurai, and he was known for his honor and integrity, but also for his love of helping others. And during his life, he managed to personally teach around 2,000 people, 2,000 individuals. Among those, 11 actually managed to become third-degree practitioners, or what you would call in the master level. Thank you very much. I hope you've learned a little about Reiki today. Goodbye.